The career of Charles Borges, the Chief Data Officer for the Social Security Administration, SSA, was cut short after he blew the whistle on the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, accusing the group of recklessly exposing the sensitive personal data of hundreds of millions of Americans. His allegations, which he formalized in a whistleblower complaint, created a major public and political controversy over data security and government accountability, ultimately forcing his resignation from a decades-long career. Borges, a seasoned civil servant and Navy veteran who had served in the government for over 20 years, was deeply alarmed by the actions of DOGE personnel embedded within the SSA. The core of his accusation was that DOGE had copied the entire Social Security Numerical Identification System database, MMIDent, a repository of highly sensitive information for virtually every American, including their Social Security numbers, names, birth dates, and family details, and uploaded it to a private internal cloud server. The security breach allegations. The whistleblower complaint, filed with the U.S. Office of Special Counsel and members of Congress, alleged that this transfer of data was done with a wanton disregard for security protocols. Borges maintained that the cloud environment chosen by DOGE lacked the necessary independent security monitoring and adequate oversight mechanisms required for a database of such profound national importance. He warned that this exposed data, a goldmine for bad actors, was placed at enormous vulnerabilities. Borges's fears were not abstract. His formal disclosure explicitly stated that if hackers or other malicious entities were to gain access to the data, Americans would be susceptible to widespread identity theft, potentially losing vital health care and food benefits. The worst-case scenario he presented was the government being forced to undertake the massive, costly task of reissuing new Social Security numbers to all Americans. Internal communications cited in the complaint even acknowledged this catastrophic impact risk. Yet a DOGE-aligned official allegedly approved the data transfer, asserting that the business need was higher than the security risk. Isolation and forced resignation. The immediate aftermath of the data transfer and Borges's internal inquiries led to a rapidly escalating hostile work environment. Despite his position as the agency's chief data officer, he was reportedly excluded and isolated from discussions regarding the project. The office where he worked was soon disbanded, and he observed widespread confusion and distress among his colleagues as DOGE pushed through sweeping, disruptive changes, including plans for mass staff layoffs. Borges described a chaotic environment where he saw co-workers cry at all levels of the agency due to the stress and disorganization. After his official disclosure, the pressure became unbearable. Borges ultimately felt he had no choice but to resign, writing that he had suffered exclusion, isolation, internal strife after reporting the serious data security and integrity concerns. His resignation marked the end of his decades-long government career and a deep personal sacrifice made out of what he described as a sense of urgency and duty to the American public. The SSA, however, publicly sought to downplay the allegations. The agency asserted that it stores all personal data in secure environments and that the data reference was in a long-standing environment used by SSA and walled off from the internet. This official dismissal of the threat and the lack of independent audit only fueled the public's concern and the whistleblower's insistence that his concerns were valid and had been ignored. Broader implications and aftermath. The incident became one of the most high-profile examples of the risks associated with the DOGE initiative, which critics accused of operating with a lack of transparency and a disregard for federal protocol in its rush to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse across government agencies. Borges's actions brought immediate attention from lawmakers and watchdog groups, with many in Congress demanding an independent audit and greater accountability. The story serves as a stark reminder of the perils faced by whistleblowers who expose major government mismanagement and the personal costs associated with prioritizing public safety over one's own career security.